Week 18 of documenting the journey. Welcome back. The last video here in a little while. I'm off to Dubai next week. So, yeah, I've been here back home in this little room where it started, the journey, for over a month now. And I really needed that time. It was a great checkpoint. I think for me, the sweet spot is to travel around like 4 or 5 months and then be home 3 or 4 weeks and then go out again. I really needed to like process everything and think about everything and get everything together. I've had a lot of time to think here, so I came up with a bunch of new ideas and a bunch of things that happened in Bali and thinking about that and yeah, just it was a lot during that time, and like I talked about before, it was like all inputs and not really any output. So I learned there that even if I'll be on go, that I need to process things and take time for myself and stuff like that. And yeah, being here for a little over a month was really nice. I enjoyed it a lot. And because I had so much time to think, I came up with a lot of new ideas. My goal was to get to the 31st of January with the clients and refining my offer, which I got to now. Like I talked about in the last video, I parted ways with one client. I do start with another new client today though. So with the new offer, which I will break down later in this video. So yeah, I really learned a lot as well through that trial and error. I mean, I just got my first client on board and had to figure it out from there. And now it's starting to become more logical and things are starting to make more sense in the way that I know exactly what my offer is. I know how I'm gonna deliver it, how I'm charging for it, and all these things, which I will break down exactly later. I also learned in this short while here a lot of new things about myself as well. I've been trying like what time to go to bed, what time to get up, what time to start working, how to eat. Like I also talked about this already. Like I eat the same, almost the same thing almost every day, which I don't know. Arguably, I need some diversification in my diet, but I guess it works. And what I've noticed is that at night, oftentimes I just sit around and really don't do a lot. So I want to start getting up more early. So I get up at around 7 a.m. normally, but I want to get up around 6 a.m. to see, because for instance, today I'm flying to Madrid in a few hours. I can get most of my work done in that morning, 7 a.m. to like 12. But if you have the whole day, then you're just slower. So I don't know. For me, I just need some pressure on me, I guess. And then I also need to just get up early and start working and finishing all my tasks. Especially the less fun tasks are like, you need to just get them out of the way in the morning and then you're done with them. So that's something I came up with. I started journaling every day now. I'm back. My reading habit is back. I got a bunch of new books over there. The Daily Stoic, some other things. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Ego is the Enemy, some Stoic books. So I'm gonna get back into reading those. I've really enjoyed the Stoic books. Like I talked about in the last video, I've just read The Obstacle is the Way, and it was a great book. So I'm gonna dive deep a little more into Ryan Holiday and trying to understand the Stoic way of thinking even more. So that's some habits I picked back up. Yeah, I'm really back in the routine, and being here really helped with that. And with that also came a lot of time to think, a lot of free time, connected, and really did some fun things with my little brothers as well. So yeah, it's been a great time, and I also feel ready to go again. So in the next video, I'll talk a little bit about my game plan for Dubai. But now, my first goal was to get to the 31st of January. So I'll wrap that up, how that went and what my offer looks like now. Yeah. So when I started, in the beginning of my journey, I was just like, I'm gonna create a social media agency, totally blind on what to do. Then I kind of got into the info product space, and then I just started with an info product client, and then I just went from there. So like, okay, how can I price this? How can I do this? Just doing what the competitors are doing, and then finding out what is a better way to do it. What is a better way to price this? So I'll break down my pricing right now, which is right now I charge 1,200 a month, as a retainer for my service. So it's for info product brands. So these are like experts, consultants, course creators. These people, they need to be active on social media and they need to do it the right way. And then I guide them on getting more sales. So, and we do that through different strategies, of course, and creating content every day and all of these things. So that's 1,200 a month for the content inspiration. So I tell them what to make every week, for the managing of it, for bi-weekly calls and all that stuff, consulting, all the good stuff. And then on top of that, I charge the content creation part. So we charge hourly for video editing. We have a fixed rate for thumbnails. We do YouTube management on top if needed. All of these things that they run into when they want to start growing organically on other platforms as well, we can solve for them. But oftentimes people have their in-house editor, or they have their in-house this or their in-house that, but that person doesn't really know what they're doing. So we still guide them on it and they can just fulfill all the content. But if they can't, we will help them with it as well. But our offer, the retainer, is focused on getting them more sales through their social media, which an editor often doesn't know. They can just edit content. So we guide them on that. And in this space, it's really easy to be profitable because they get one more sale, like I talked about before, and they're profitable. So the pricing here is making a lot more sense. And I want to test, which I am doing now, the implementation offer, which is 5K upfront for about a 3-month process for personal brands or also info product brands, where they do everything in-house, but we guide them. So we set up the right strategy. We tell them what to do. And in these 3 months, we will help them find their way in like creating content. So how are they going to create viral content in their niche? What are they going to do to get those people to talk to them? And all of these different things. And that way they are not upfront, they are paying more. And then after, if they want, they can get our monthly services as well. So I'm kind of like on a two-way of that. Do I keep it like an agency offer monthly or the implementation offer? So I'm still thinking about that. So these are like the 2 things I figured out now over there. And then also I've been testing my e-com offer. So I'm in conversations with 3 different brands now. So what we're gonna do is, of course, I've talked about my brand before. We've built a big community, and I'm now creating a case study around that for e-com brands. So how can you do the same thing for your brand? How can you grow exponentially on social media? How can you really create a fan base? And over there, it's turn customers into lifetime supporters through the power of content. And that will be only for brands that want to be the number one in their space, because organic social media and building a community is a long-term investment, but really important for brands that want to become the number one on social media following, in sales and everything. And organic social media is a really big part of that. So we help them figure that out. That will be an implementation offer of 5K as well. We set up the right strategy. We find the right people and content creators. We set up a social media manager for them. All these things up front. And then after, if they want us to guide them all through the process, it's going to be a monthly retainer. So these are, that's the e-com offer that I'm testing now. And I'm going to pilot it for 50% off, just for feedback, for case studies, to see how e-com brands like that. And I'll just do that with a money back guarantee, where if they are not happy with it, I'll just give them back the money. But I really want to get into the e-com space. And I think the knowledge, and it's so unique, of building a community and really doing something different on social media for e-com brands. And there's a lot of sick owners or brand owners like that I talked about before, which I really want to start working with. So that's something I'm testing out now. And I'm trying to get in contact with 3 e-com brand owners, and I'll do some more outreach and get going with a few of them, and then see where the offer goes. Because that was kind of like, I wanted to do something for e-com brands in the start, but then I just fell into this info product space because I really needed to start working, because otherwise I wouldn't have the money to have stayed in Bali back then. So that's how I just started working there. But I really still want to test this, and I also have a really good case study for e-com brands. So I'm just gonna test that and see how it goes. So that's basically my offer breakdown, exactly how I'm pricing and why and all this stuff. If you have any questions about it, let me know in the comments, of course. And then lastly, because I've had so much time to think, I also thought a lot about Exchange Life, my brand. So I've realized that I've looked too much at Exchange Life as a ecom brand. I need to look at it more as a startup. I've been listening a lot since I've been here to the My First Million podcast, and it's like another level how they and what they talk about in business. And I realized I need to start looking at Exchange Life more like a startup. I need to solve every issue the people exchange students have. So I'm looking at it more now of not only ecom products like physical products, but also in other spaces. How can I solve these other things? Can I create a platform? Can I all these other things? So I'm working on that as well, really expanding Exchange Life into not only physical products. So yeah, I've had a lot of realization moments, a lot of full circle moments since I've been here. I'm really starting to feel and hear my gut, like they say it, right? Like listen to your gut. And I'm really starting, I think, to develop a really good gut feeling that when I feel something, then I see it happen afterwards, or it's yeah. And I think that's through more reflecting, because in Bali I was just going, not really aware of what was going on around me, and now I'm really starting to reflect more and think more, and then you're also listening, or you hear your gut feeling more. And I think it's important to listen to that. A little tangent on my gut feeling. But yeah, those are the things that I've been working on the past week. Still figuring it out. Still going strong. I'm gonna take you guys with me on the ride next week. Next video I'll record either in Dubai or in Madrid. And yeah, I've been getting DMs still of people that's helping them out, so that's awesome. Still keep sending me messages. Send this to your friends. If you have any entrepreneurial friends that can use someone that can relate to, or that can maybe learn something from this, or building their own agency, building their own brand, just send it to your friends. That's the only thing I'm asking. I'm not gonna sell some crazy shit to you. I just want to share the message and share the journey to hopefully add anything to your journey. So yeah, that's it for this week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next week.